Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today I will be taking a look at the Sensorites, which is a story from the first season of Doctor Who. So first take a look at the cover. So obviously at the top you've got BBC Doctor Who at the Sensorites. Then on the front cover itself we have got William Hartnell and the Sensorites. I think that's one of the elders. And we've got Susan as well, who I think plays quite an interesting role in this. And then in the background we have the actual spaceship itself, and there's PG William Hartnell, 1963 and 66, and the side Doctor Who at the Sensorites BBC Entertain on the back. And this one is written by Peter R. Newman, and obviously we've got pictures at the top, and the blurb is as followed. The Doctor and his companions are on a spaceship orbiting a distant and mysterious world where a human crew lie frozen somewhere between life and death. At the planet of the Sensosphere, home of the Sensorites, beings of immense intelligence and power, unable to leave. The Doctor and his companions must deduce the Sensorites' intentions. Are they friendly, hostile, or frightened? And what is the deadly secret at the heart of the Sensosphere? And we've got commentaries with William Russell on board, Joe Grieg and Martin Huntley and Giles Phibbs, and the director Frank Cox and the designer Raymond Cusick, and then another member of their team looking for Peter, which is a Toby Halo made documentary looking at the writer of the story, Peter R. Newman. Vision on what exactly does a vision makes it do. Secret Voices of the Sensosphere, Clive Doyle was the origin of the eerie Sensorite voices. Photo gallery, a production, subtitles, teaser trailer, radio time listings, original design drawings, and some DVD ROM content, quality trailer, and digitally remastered picture and sound quality. And this was first broadcast on BBC One between the 20th of June and the 1st of August 1964, and it was produced by Verity Lambert and directed by Mervyn Pinfield and Frank Cox, and the cover design by Clayton Pickford. So on the inside of the DVD we have the disc and the booklet with a bit more information on the story itself and sort of a relationship with the 10th Doctor planet on the Eve. So inside we've got a bit more detail about the actors and the commentaries and more information on the special features, and this is a 6-parter. So what are my general thoughts and opinions on the Sensorites? So the Sensorites, it has got a bit of an iffy reputation, but I really enjoyed the first part of it. Episode 1 is very atmospheric, all the sound effects and the music definitely really helps things, and it sort of has this sort of quite eerie kind of feeling to it. Very similar to Midnight, actually, the 10th Doctor story. Just you sort of feel quite unnerved on this sort of lonely spaceship, and then I kind of agree with that with the fan consensus that this story kind of falls to bits a bit after episode 1, because you get all this sort of creepy atmosphere, and I think that if this story had maybe kept that atmosphere and that intrigue which it generated in episode 1, it would be a lot more well regarded, because I think once we kind of get out of the ship and sort of onto the Sensorite planet itself, it does dissolve into sort of falling to bits a bit, really, because while the Sensorites are interesting characters, their motivations aren't exactly that compelling. Their actions don't really have a lot of justifications, or once you particularly realise that I think it's one of the I think because there is quite a lot of species interfighting in the story anyway, that kind of ruins it for a bit, really. The characters are actually pretty good, particularly the human characters in the story. I really like that Susan actually gets a lot to doing this one, which is quite sort of uncommon for the era, because I think definitely in Marco Polo, she kind of gets sidelined a bit. She does get quite a lot through in that story, but I like the kind of telepathic a connection and the use of her alien abilities. And I like how that's utilised in the narrative quite well, and I think kind of improves her dynamic with Hartnell a bit in this story, which I think is one of the positives. Some of the negatives, the ending, I'm not particularly fond of. It just sort of feels like when they go down into the sub transduction, not transduction matter, but into the pipe. I think that the people have seen it, if you story, will know. But once they go down into the pipe again, and they discover the humans, I think there's an extra twist which just feels really kind of unnecessary to the overall story, and I don't really understand why they did it, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, that was my general thoughts and opinions on the Sensorites. This story does have a great first episode, and there is some great stuff with the characters, but overall it's not the best Hartnell that I've seen. I would rate it a 6 out of 10. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a nice day.